I've worked a lot of cases, murders, thefts, betrayals, but case number 1, chronic guilt, the Fawn Response.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Was I unclear about the time? Sorry.
The subject apologized to the woman who was late. To do 20 minutes, it's 20 and tambien Tesla today.
3 different days, 3 different situations, same result every single time. That is not politeness, that is not anxiety, that is a pattern, and patterns are my specialty.
It's called the Fawn Response. Fawn, like a deer that freezes and tries to make itself harmless. When the nervous system detects a threat, real or imagined, instead of fighting or running, it does one thing if it is immediate thinking. This is what Arya does every single time.
In this case, I have 3 things to show you. First, where this pattern comes from because it did not start at that cafe. Second, how to reconnect on the inside because most be forgiving have to break it, not suggestions, the kind that actually work.
Stay with me. Every piece of evidence in this case connects. By the end, you will understand exactly why someone who has never intentionally hurt anyone in their life walks around every single day apologizing for existing. Let's begin.
Meet Arya, 29 years old, sex flyer jobs, liked by her fur collar, stable relationship history, no crisis events in the file. On paper, she's fine.
This report was supposed to be done yesterday. What happened?
Watch where he does the particular which son of eyes down that body conversate his body target where it's had the matter first and netta frustration.
She does not decide to apologize. Her nervous system decides for her, and it happens in under a second. The threat signal fires, the amygdala responds, the body contracts, the apology comes out. Her conscious mind catches up 2, maybe 3 seconds later, and by then it's already done again, without knowing why.
I said I wanted dinner at 7. It's 7:15.
I'm sorry.
This is where it starts. It's not at the cafe, not at her office. A little girl and her mother shrink and apologize for wrong time.
Here's what the research tells us. When a child grows up in an environment where conflict means danger, where a raised voice and punishment functional, where the amygdala system changes the moment an adult is pleased, the child's a protocol level prodel.
Is something wrong with the meal?
The child learns that safety at his room is the lead please. And so the child becomes an expert, an absolute expert at monitoring the emotional temperature repetition by years of practice.
The child writes 3 rules not on paper, in her nervous system. Rule 1, if I apologized fast enough, the conflicts will go and stay the bolt. They perstaved on him. The body does not know that 20 years have passed, does not sit in this house. The people they know around her now are not her phone to the Queen system what it once at twice, same recording, same every time.
Arya, did you forget to pick up groceries again? We talked about this.
Oh God, I'm so sorry, Daniel. And forgot receive the all clear system. It was just the cost.
Not just the apology itself, but what happens to the pill to ordinary compraise. Here's how you recognize the Fawn Response if you know whether you did the inside. First marker reacts to conflict that has nothing to do with you as well as a stranger arguing, your colleagues having a tense meeting, your shoulders go up, your stomach tightens. Third marker in this one matters.
She is on a subway. The argument and as nothing worrying do not know she exists, and her body is this surgical state. It would see as a triple cycle, so it's same thistle so just it's like court docket.
11 apologies in one ordinary day, not one of to think about the energy cost or until it's to pleasure by constant remembering as a constant of bersim or the small as a pirate.
She does not decide to apologize. Her nervous system decides for her, and it happens in under a second. The threat signal fires, the amygdala responds, the body contracts, the apology in her conscious mind catches up 2, maybe 3 seconds already done. She said sorry, again, without knowing why.
I said I wanted dinner at 7. It's 7:15.
I'm sorry.
This is where it starts. It's not at the cafe, not at her office. A little girl and her mother shrink and apologize for wrong time.
I said I wanted dinner at 7. It's 7:15.
This is where it starts, not a kind of the off. A little girl watching her mother shrink in front of her father's pleasure make a word stop.
She had 1 hour to herself, one morning where nothing was required of her. Moment the Nelson need, her I need until noon. Just immediate total availability. And an apology for her apartment, the Gunch project to stay out of real self.
4 costs. First, it's skadestøt. Money temavin through center of door on there's some land toward Thursday. Second, or $100 cheap resentment, and then third, she knows it.
2 in the morning. Daniel is asleep. Arya has been interaction every misstatement, every the last 2 word, and a bit to nerve punch they can arrive with reap signals. Did I manage this correct? Does take everyone comfortable? Is it safe?
Psychologist P. Walker identified the response's threat in childhood trauma. You notice freeze, the freeze, deldom and und. The third is freeze, while you go non waste way of useful and visible.
Here is what the nervous system does not understand. Fawn, if first we then tate the different T's that caught a kinchly evers it with a protocol and an act at a full power it should founder inquires it.
Here's how you recognize the Fawn response from the inside. First marker, your body reacts to conflict that has nothing to do with you. A stranger arguing on the type of intense meeting, your collars just come tightens. Third marker is you feel responsible. Hanners.
Before the apology leaves your mouth, 3 seconds. When those 3 seconds, read yourself one question, set as a 1 second as apology, intercept then do not have a these of when once, and set a posture the something goal.
11 apologies in one ordinary day. Not one of them for something you actually did wrong. I want you to think constant farting braced for the 7 edition that the bracing for the film the smallness.
Method 2. You are going to wish to equation what a trigger going to question or answer were you actually fault, yes or no. Do this for 7 days. If you will feveny crazy, they take you where it can the outfires.
I am just the gap I need you to see. When Aria doesn't threat response, what is actually happening underneath. She thinks she is, her nervous system isn't polite. Respond. Nervous, she thinks she is considerate. She is not one of her day.
I am just being polite. Nervous system threat mercy. What Arya tells her self and what is actually happening underneath. She thinks she is polite. Grenade. Her nervous system is in threat response.
By Wednesday, she had 9 entries, 9 automatic apologies in 3 days, and in the last column, 8 of them marked no. Not min hein till level drying, seeing an outbreak haters and it right in stella devil. She had 1 hour to herself, one morning where morning dissolved instantly, no negotiation, no inch nothing immediate, but symbolic say top tier of her verbal apologies, the distirat's up cell.
Aria, the Henderson report has errors on page 4. Can you fix this before 5?
She fixed the report absolutely.
Did not apologize to rest of the request for actual requests to Becklin and wreck the virtual intent.
3 methods, 3 rule, pattern log. These methods will feel wrong at first. The nervous system will root to her damage holders for a thing in a
3 months later, Maya texted, Aria read it, and she did not immediately dissolve their turfage and intercopulae. She's hadn't genuinely due to either presence of reverence and anxious services.
Case closed. Here's the evidence showed. The Fawn Response is not a personality even a flaw. It is not what to call. Written of did something urgent that kept herself safe. The problem is that the protocol was enough that she had.
One question before you go. Not forget the last time you apologized for something that was not your fault. What was negative there who then triggered it as to no one in your predication that with the investigation, not with an investigation?
Case number 2 is already on the desk. If you want to be in the room when I open it, subscribe. New case every week. No filler. Just evidence. If this investigation is useful to you, the like button is the signal that tells the algorithm to put this case in front of someone else who needs it. 1 click. That is all. Then we continue.
The comment section below this video, that's your investigation board. The situation number we're in there. You not hack the gration, the evidence will actually report to share.
By Wednesday, she had 9 entries. 9 automatic apologies in 3 days. And in the last column, she apologized. Seeing that number on display every image different from the militars and odds definitely COVID days set. Then start tonight. That discomfort she felt standing in the corridor having not apologized, that feeling is the old protocol running its error signal. It is saying you broke the rule, but the rule is the feeling of change. The every nervous system cannot tell them apart, not yet.
Aria, the Henderson report has errors on page 4. Can you fix this before 5?
Absolutely. I'll have it corrected by 4:30.
Good.
You were saluted. The tourney actor for back or dance playing.
The body holds the pattern, and the body is where you interrupt it. Evidence. When Fawn fires the physical signature in Shalibs, you notice the physical end. Do not feet flat, 1 exhale, shoulders drop. The body is faster than the bind.
Helen, I sent the Morrison file to the wrong client by mistake. I caught it 10 minutes ago, already top you a minute ago, and I can't step.
It is what that apology contained. It just named this what's your empire with the collagens become due in mistake over said and give it. I give this question to Eric's job generally promised as an investigation. Not that frequent, not afraid of taking up space. Would you send back the wrong order right after the morning and request journalists without apologizing for it? One question before you go. Not for me, for you.
Think of it the last time you apologized to him, I would that Sven who's them in your pattern log. What if that was entry and way knows that is then we shared one honest entry.
Before I close this file, one question. Not about your act, to listen to your body, because it was actor in your body, the silver classes in your body moves to was sick before you had even decided it's or were you. You apologize for things that are not your fault. You have been doing it your entire life. And if the file, I have the evidence, I are Justin The nervous system cannot lie. The mind can rational flies. Bother to cocktail fleet mousting. This piece theored word lit addis physical markers, civil modish to its pre little ran me with this to brain.
I don't know. I think I just needed to say it out loud. Okay.
There's just in your fight question, what about Isaac saves the preons every time?
That discomfort she felt standing in the corridor have reading a signal running its error signal. The tiln is the fiat of the pillars of Dershix, and your shirfin duct said he dulled telling about badis.
The question only with effort one would years was pleased. What would happen if I just let situation for some tank to this nothing that would get to reasons for Joe, please?
Aria, can you cover my client calls this afternoon? I have a thing. When can't Sadap provided them bundifrini indifferential just and will bleed practically, you saw the images SM pre-scene.
Underneath the Fawn Response is a belief that was installed very early. The belief was if I am not apologizing, it was if I'm apologized next and is called the bit old her the patrol there, and that is sufficient to take out space.
Where do you want to go for dinner on Saturday?
Party.
Your pick. But Lisa did not want easy. You Ari isn't you to be fine?
Wani. Well, this like twin ants no permanently actually preferred at your opponents.
The nervous system running in chronic threat state has a physical invoice. It is not paid all at once, it is paid in installments. Stolgen headaches, tardy after stress. Aria had through the tour before read the pleasures or rather new pants.
want to be precise about something because this came for some less calm thing. It does not mean being harder, more selfish, less available. Genuine kindness comes from to say no, use yes. You pick up about that.
6 substitutions. Mean ones that would fit your most common situation you would use most often this week. The structure of the apology tuition, bur substitute night we do to install this thing of the person to burst statement of your actual need.
The nervous system cannot lie. That's nanomentical markers reveal a system's automatic threat assessment.
The 3 methods build a gap between the threat signal and the automatic response. They give you time and space differently, but there are neck layers and next layer structures you create to protect the space that makes it automatic. That is a separate case from writing the board.
She sent a letter. 6 months after the case closed, she started by almost apologizing for writing and then caught herself and started again. That is the whole story in one sentence. Not that she never feels a pull, not that this cat call is gone, but that just discards it.
New case drops every week. If you want to be notified when it opens, hit the bell. That is the only way the platform tells you. I do not control the algorithm. You do with that one button. The next case is already in the folder. I will see you when it opens. Case number 2. Silent treatment. Why someone going quiet is more devastating than anything they could say, and why the person on the receiving end feels it in the same part of the brain that registers physical pain. That is not a metaphor. That's his opium. Next week.
Underneath the Fawn Response, the belief was installed very early. Usually, if I'm not meant to something environment, Nate, then a pathologizing the precaution and disabled to put in yet now particularly was late.
Where do you want to go for dinner on Saturday?
Your pick.
Oh, wherever you want is totally fine with me. Honestly, you choose. I don't mind at all.
Yeah, Arkan acts that is to window my own cracked tea, laying and singing out loud. The nervous system running in chronic threat state has a physical invoice. It is not paid all at once, it is paid installments. Tension head headaches. A jaw that is soreman of situations for heads register stress. Shallow breathing that has the of defer
Be misrun swears. Breaking the Fawn resonance doesn't mean becoming less kind, does not be had response from thing, heart with face. In Jedwington, we choose yes and use guess that it is worth keeping.
6 substitutions. Memorize 2 of the ones that fit your most common situations and instruct the 2 that you would use most often the same. You remove probability for a shinfin or a free CN or thanks to open out branch than this week.
Feet flat, one breath.
Shoulders down. They will be through Safkins right failing. This is depth with groove being refilled. This is the one entry in the log. Just one. The feet with the pattern, right editor.
The 3 methods build the gap between the threat signal and the automatic response. There is a thanks next layer, but there's an irritates fighter buttons them tense open that is separate case. And if it's a great case something useful that the escape useful, do not miss it.
She sent a letter. 6 months after the case closed, she started by almost apologizing for writing and then caught herself there again. That is the whole story. Nerdy renowned again that it never feels calls to pull. That at the edge.
New case drops every week. If you want to be notified when it opens, hit the bell. That is the only way the platform tells you. I do not control the algorithm. You do with that one button. The next case is already in the folder. I will see you when it opens. Case number 2. Silent treatment. Why someone going quiet is more devastating than anything they could say, and why the person on the receiving end feels in the same part of the brain that registers physical pain. That is not a metaphor, and that case is already open. Case number 2. Silent treatment. Why someone going quiet is more devastating than anything they could say, and why the person on the receiving end feels in the same part of the brain that registers physical pain. That is not a metaphor, and that case is already open.